11 accidents. Out of that amount, 1,004 were non-injury. 288 were slight, 24 serious, and 3 road fatality. So you could see we had an increase in non-injuries, we had a decrease in slight, we had an increase in serious accident, and of course we had an increase of road fatality.
Inspector Phipps also provided the figures for Nevis, noting that they also registered an increase in 2022 for traffic accidents.
I'll touch a little bit on Nevis. For 2022, Nevis had a total of 372 accidents, of which 333 were non-injuries, 34 were slight, 3 serious, and 2 fatal. For 2022, they had an increase. In 2021, they had 313 non-injuries, 35 slight, 5 serious, and they had no fatal. So there was an increase in fatal for Nevis, a decrease in serious, a decrease in slight, and an increase in non-injury.
She said most of these accidents involved experienced drivers who were somewhat distracted and others who were not using the roundabouts properly. Residential and commercial consumers of the St. Kitts Electricity Company Limited are being encouraged to pay their electricity bills. During an episode of Power Talk on Wednesday, Guest Minister responsible for Energy, Honorable Congress Maynard, gave an explanation of the monthly cost of operations.
When you look at your bill right now, if your bill is $200, originally, if we were not paying the FEC, your bill might have been $400 or $500. Well, how much money is the government spending? It's roughly $9 million per month. Skelec, if it is able to collect all the money that people use electricity for and they are charged, can collect about let's call it 8 point something million in revenue. Ordinarily, fuel cost would be maybe 6 million something around there, etc. And the rest is to operate the plant. Right now, although we are only able to collect 8 point something, 7 point something million, the fuel bill is about $14 million. So the fuel bill alone to Skelec is more than the rates that you can charge. But in this time, as we are recovering from COVID-19, the government has taken a position that we cannot, at this moment, pass on all of that charge to the everyday consumer. And so it is subsidizing heavily the fuel.
He also spoke about plans to increase generation capacity at Skelec's power plant and maintenance procedures that should begin shortly.
The Cabinet on Monday approved 6 megawatts worth of rental power. That will give us the space to maintain, decommission and recommission existing generators so that they can be adequately serviced, the parts can be ordered, procured, installed, etc. Because if we are to take down any of the generators now, we would have to revert to load shedding. So the rental power allows for either 6-month or 12-month period.
He said the rental of the additional generators will give them leeway to buy fixed generators later on.
But another thing it gives us a little time for is the government is also committed to the procurement and the investment of new fixed capacity generators. Skelec has long been requiring 2 9-megawatt generators that are fixed capacity, designed to run all the time. They are dual fuel, so they can use with both diesel and LNG, which is a cleaner and cheaper fuel. So the government is committed to doing that within this year, but that will take at least 12 to 16 months to come on board, because the generators have to be built, the housing that sets them up, that they sit in, has to be constructed, And so that is going to take 12 to 16 months. But the rental power in the meantime will give us the space to do all that we need to have to do before we get back to where we need to get back.
The rental generators are expected to be in operation around the end of the month. Government officials have said that the aim is to transition Skelec from a fossil-dependent plant to one that is powered by renewable, cleaner and cheaper energy, and to bridge the grids of both islands. 8 scholarship holders from St. Kitts and Nevis will leave for the Republic of Cuba at the end of January to pursue their studies through the Government Cooperation Program in Education. In a press release issued on Monday, the Cuban Embassy stated that the students, Cheyenne England, Ajuma Liburd, Sharon Mwangi, Jacqueline Davis and Johnny Williams received scholarships to study medicine. 2 doctors will also specialize in medicine. They are Mariska Phipps and Dr. Khalees Farrell. Alexandria Richards will be studying physical education. During a meeting at the embassy recently, the students were required to read and cite the Code of Ethics that commits them to comply with the basic principles of behavior in their student and professional activity. They completed their registration form as the last step in the process of admission to the program. On Tuesday, Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Terence Drew paid a visit to the home of Agnes Kelsick, who was celebrating her 101st birthday. Ms. Kelsick is the grandmother of Attorney General Honorable Garth Wilkin. A small celebration was held and attended by family members and friends. In a post to his Facebook page, the Prime Minister said, quote, "Birthday greetings to Ms. Agnes Kelsick, grandmother of Attorney General Honorable Garth Wilkin. She celebrated her 101st birthday. May God continue to bless her on this journey," end quote. Coming up in regional news, Venezuelan teacher